Hello everybody. Hi. Okay, tarot talk again. We're back to the tarot talk. And I am here today because last time we did tarot talk, we talked about the major arcana cards. I'm going through and kind of breaking down a tarot deck for you because I know sometimes when people are doing readings for themselves or others, or you're new to it or you're not sure, the tarot deck can seem kind of intimidating, and there are so many different rumors and assumptions about tarot. I had these too in the beginning, and I've learned over the past couple of years to really embrace the tarot, that it can do some things that go a little bit, I shouldn't even say beyond the oracle cards, because they each have their own purpose and they each tell a different story in a different way. So it just uses it differently. But I sometimes find the tarot cards can be maybe a bit more specific. Like if you're looking to do a reading and really get like the finer points, and you're really looking to tell a story about your life or someone else's life, tarot cards are brilliant for that. Where like oracle cards to me are more like the general energy around it and give like little hints of maybe what the situation is, what the message is, what the divine guidance is. This is like gets into the nitty-gritty of it. So today I'm going to talk about the minor arcana. We talked about the major arcana last time, which represent, they're like your trump cards in a deck. They represent major life changes, like wisdom, divine guidance you really want to stop and pay attention to. Can also be, long-term changes, long-term things that you need to know. The minor arcana, which are the suits. So if you have like a playing card deck, then you have your spades and your clubs and your diamonds and spades, clubs, diamonds, and what's the other one I'm looking for? I haven't played cards in so long. Spades, clubs, diamonds, and help me out here, people. What is the other suit in playing cards? So it's the same idea. With tarot, you also have 4 suits. Not the same exact ones, but you have 4 suits. The kind of suits that you have can depend on the individual deck. Hearts, thank you, Melinda. Hearts, okay, hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. So here in the tarot deck, you have 4 suits, and you have 78 cards in the minor arcana. That doesn't change no matter what tarot deck you use, no matter what the artwork is, no matter what the theme of the deck is. The number of cards in tarot never change. There are some hard and fast rules. So there are 78 minor arcana cards, and there are 4 suits. And with the different decks, the suits can change, the names, but they represent the same things. So even if, like, for example, this is the Rider-Waite deck, which is like your OG tarot deck. This is the 9 of Wands. Okay, that's the Wand suit. Now, I have this deck too, which is the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue. And if you look in her deck, it's not wands. It is fire. Okay, so but they have the same meanings, but they just have different names. So she uses the elements. She uses fire, water, air, and earth. Okay, so that's what you're going to find in the tarot decks is 4 suits. Now, what's cool about how you can really break things down and tell a story and use specifics, and also, by the way, these minor arcana cards can represent daily life. These are situations that are in your daily life. So it's what's going on, what's happened in the past, what you're struggling with, what you can expect, or what the guidance is to go on your next step. And it can also give you insights or predictions, or talk about people from your past. They can get specific as far as people, representing people in your life. So for example, each suit has its own meaning. So within the suit, like each card, you pick a card. Whoa, what is with me in the cards lately? You pick a card. Like this is the 6 of Wands. And if you look in the guidebook, it has its own specific meaning for this card. It has a meaning if it's right side up or if it's upside down. It has 2 separate meanings. Not all tarot decks do that, by the way. But the Rider-Waite does. They have different meanings depending on the positioning. So, but that specific card has its own meaning. within this card, the Wands suit itself has its own meaning. So if you choose a Wands card, you know it's going to be about creativity. It's going to be about passion, and not love, romance, more passion, what you're passionate about, your purpose, creativity, and action taking. So you kind of know that's kind of the overarching energy in the Wands. And the other suits have their own meanings too. I'm not going to go over them today, but just so you know that. And then each number card has its own meaning. So it has its own, represents, each card within each suit has its own meaning. So, and by the way, the suits also can be associated with a zodiac sign. I believe the Wands are fire signs, so like Leo can be associated with that. It can also represent seasons of the year. So there's so much meaning and richness within each card, which is great because then you can intuit with your senses what meanings of this card. There's so many different things that they mean. What applies to the current situation? What applies best to this reading? What makes complete sense in this reading? Now, when you go to the court cards, so the court is like in playing cards, King, Queen, Jack, and 10. Here in the tarot, you have like Knight and King and Queen and Knight and Page, okay, in most of them. Some of them are different, like, different themes. Let me see. I don't know if the angel, the King and the Queen, it's Knight and Page. Same thing with the Angel Tarot, but I have other tarot cards that use the daughter and the son and the King and the Queen. So it just depends on the deck, but they generally mean the same thing. So say the court cards where you have a person, like the Knight, the King, Queen, or the Page, they have their own meaning within them. So they have a zodiac sign associated with them. They have male or female energy associated with them. Some even get specific as far as age ranges for them and what kind of personalities they have. So they can get really specific as far as, okay, if you see the Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Cups equals emotions, love, emotional situations. So this would be someone, you can look at the picture and see what he looks like and what that might represent, how that applies to the reading. But you can also know by the guidebook that he has certain characteristics. I'm sure he must be an emotional person, must be very in touch with his feelings. So you'd have to read the guidebook. They each have their own meaning. And so when you're doing a reading, this can very well represent someone in your life, someone in your past, or someone that's coming in your future. So you can see how the minor arcana can really, really break everything down for you. And they have so many different meanings, and you can just, again, apply it to the entire reading. How does this apply? And you can even get even more in depth and look at the pictures and all the details in the pictures. Those can even tell things. Use your dominant psychic sense, your clairsense. For me, I usually hear or I just know. But when I read tarot, it gives me an opportunity to practice my clairvoyant sight because I do look at the pictures and I do notice things and I do trust if I'm meant to pull out something from it. Now, I'm not going to get into all the different visuals because there's so many different visuals on these cards, so many different meanings. The tower, and the world, and you can actually start to read these cards and tell a story. And I'm going to go in depth on how to read the actual pictures in my workshop called Tarot for Badass Bitches. So that's coming up on the 19th this month. So that's a week from Sunday at noon Eastern. And there are spots available in this program, in this workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop, 1 hour to go over everything of content, and then 1 hour of Q&A. And this will be live on Zoom. You'll get the recording too, so you have lifetime access to it. So you can start using these to tell stories. I'm going to go over all the meanings of all the cards. And I don't mean like the book meanings because every book meanings has their own thing. I mean what the different numbers mean, what they're associated with, what the suits mean, what are the zodiac signs, all of that, and how to interpret the pictures to tell a story. I'm going to go over all of that. These are the things you probably wouldn't just think of on your own, or it's not in the guidebooks. So it goes a little beyond the book. So With that, again, Tarot for Badass Bitches, September 19th, 12 o'clock Eastern, live. And yes, if you can't make it live, you'll get the recording. And the website is jenrapinion.com/tarot. And if you're seeing this, if you're on my YouTube channel and you're seeing this after the live program, it will be available for purchase after the live program as well. So let me know if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, message me. I'm here for you with this. I think you'll really enjoy using tarot, especially when, we're getting over all the fears and concerns about it. It's not a darker energy deck. It can be used with so much clarity and insight. It can really help you really work on and build your psychic skills and feel more confident and give some kick-ass readings to yourself and your clients, customers, friends, family. So with that, I love you all and I will see you on the next video. Have an awesome day.